Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Here I am. Nice to see you again. I'm back in business. Hang on. What bloody music going off in my ear? How the devil? Welcome to the BBC Spews Live. What is it? It's the 29th of November. Have a huzzah. Nice to be back in town. Feel much better. Went to the gym, thrashed myself this morning. Did an hour. Got my heart rate up to about 185. Thought I was going to die. Feel much better now. Turns out eating 4 pounds of turkey and a whole tin of candies and getting pissed and drinking a lot of wine is terrible for your health. Weird that, isn't it? No one told me. If only someone would have explained to me that you feel better when you go to work without drinking 15 pints the day before, maybe I wouldn't be in this mess. But here we are. Nobody told me. So there we go. There's loads to talk about. Oh, you know what? I was champing at the bit when I was back seeing my mother-in-law for Thanksgiving. There was so much good stuff come up over the last week. Just endless gold. If I was sat at home and I had the time, I could have made loads of good stuff. It's been a mad week. So as soon as I turn me back for a week, the whole world goes mental. I'm hoping I don't even need to go on the BBC. I'll scroll through my Twitter feed because it's dead useful when you're a streamer like me. What you do is you find stories that get your goat, and then you either reply to the wanker that's talking about it, or you retweet it. So this, I'm sure, after a week away, it's going to be an endless well of comedy gold because of the amount of stupid shit that I had to sit through in the last week. Oh yeah, that's just my DNA thing of ancestry. No foreigns in me, not a drop. The most you've got is like 2% froggy, which is disgusting. But I am quite Scottish, like 28% Scottish me, which I did know talking to me granny. You know how it is in the UK, you don't even care, do you? I don't even know where my great-grandparents came from. I just remember me Nana Maureen telling me that they were from Scotland. And a bit of Welsh, because a lot of Welsh people moved to the borough when they found all the steel there. But that does explain my irrational urge for awful buckfast and heroin. So there you go. I'm a bit of a sweaty. What else is on there, though? Actual news I'm talking about. Oh, yeah, there's a good one. Peter Hitchens having a pop with Joey Barton. Let me tell you, right, again, you know me, I'm a contrarian. It'll piss off loads of you lot in the comments, but I don't care. Don't care. Never have. I do agree with Peter Hitchens. I think if you're older and you've got the means, you should leave. And all the patriots will hate that because it's like, yeah, stand and fight. Old blokes, it's not their job, is it? 70-year-old blokes are going to be useless fighting massive gangs of Puma trackies, which is what it's going to boil down to. So I think anyone over the age of about 60 should be encouraged to leave. Because it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. And young men have got the broad shoulders and the stout hearts to deal with it. I don't think it's a big problem, Peter Hitchens telling people to leave. The other point that I'd make is what I said here in response to it, right? Peter's both right and wrong here because it's so easy to fix the UK. To say stand and fight for it makes sense because you go, yeah, be easy that. But he's also right because they're not going to do it, are they? Not going to do it. Definitely not. Like I said, I can do it in 58 letters. Close border, bin ECHR, deport illegals and criminals, ban cousin marriage. If you did that, and again, this is why I'm resistant to go past my own new term. You can all use it, I've told you. 90s nationalist, that's what I am. I'm a 90s nationalist. In 1992, the UK was 96% white. I'm happy to go back to that. Don't have to be a full-blown ethnat. Don't have to deport people who've been here for 2 generations and they've fit in. But 96%, it's fine. Don't have to go crazy like Steve Laws. Was funny watching him take the piss out of Liam, though. But the thing is, they won't do any of it. Because this is what I'm saying, right? You don't even realise how many illegals are in the UK. It's unbelievable. People who think the UK has only got like 2 million. in cloud cuckoo land. If you look at the metrics, because they can tell. People who know what they're talking about, right? They can check the numbers. You know by the amount of sewage, the amount of power, the amount of water. You know how many people are living in your country without needing to check the numbers? I guarantee there's at least 5 million illegals in the UK. I guarantee it. Just from walking about. Like, you walk through Middlesbrough and it's like Mogadishu, right? Again, I've told you, long-time viewers know the crack. Me and my missus walked the whole length of Linthorpe Road from the train station to the Linney, which is a boozer. In fact, on my days off when I'm homesick, I like to drive around Google. I like to use Google Maps to drive around Middlesbrough. Should we do it live for a laugh? I want to see if Middlesbrough is as black on Google Maps, because I don't know how I don't know how recent the images are. But when I get homesick, because I'm a proper borough lad, you know, at heart, and I'm hungover on a Sunday, usually I don't get the fear or already down or depressed or anything. But the only time I do is when I'm hungover on a Sunday, and I'll sometimes go for a drive around the borough. If I miss home, I'll go for a drive round on Google Maps. It's dead good. You've got like a big monitor and a 4K monitor and a nice computer like me. And drive around, it's dead good. And I like to go for a drive around the borough. And I'm curious, if I was to go on here now and do it via Google Maps, I'm curious to see if it's as unbelievably Alabama Crow as it was when I walked through it. So let's do it live, shall we? Just for a laugh. Where's the borough train station? Here we are, you can do it. So, we'll put it on and we'll have a laugh. Can you get rid of the... Oh, fuck's sake. Why did it do that? It doesn't say you can get rid of the little taskbar. But, right, I'll put this on. So here we go. Let's, can I make me a bit smaller as well so you can see? We can play a game. It'll be called Count the Zulu Warriors. Right, you walk up Borough High Street, you'll see Zulus in grass skirts. So we'll see how many there are, right? Know this place like the back of my hand, so I know exactly where I'm going. Right, here's the borough, right? Get off the train, you walk out here. There's a boozer there, the liquor vault. There was a great boozer down here back in the day. Loads of them have closed. There was loads of good pubs in the borough. The Zetland was a class pub, and closed now. I think it used to be trying to turn into a brasserie. So if you're going to have a successful brasserie in Middlesbrough, and my dad was good mates with a massive bouncer who worked on the door, bloke called Molly Jeffries, and I always remember him telling me he was standing on the door, and he said it was freezing cold Baltic. January, snowing and, you know, proper freezing. And he said him and his brother were stood on the door. And his brother went, "Who's this fucking idiot here?" And he said he looked round and he said the fog parted. He said there's a bloke coming towards him with shorts on. Shorts and a Hawaiian shirt. He said it was about -5. He said, "Who's this fucking idiot here?" And Molly went, "I know who that is. Obviously it was me." It was like my party trick. I used to wear shorts and a t-shirt all the time, regardless of the weather. Because, you know, I'm northern, I've got a chip on my shoulder, think I'm a tough guy. So, yeah, that was good times. Anyway, so we walked up the whole length of this road, right? Came out the train station there's the out thing. Walked out, went under this bridge here. And I swear to God, this whole length of this road, I didn't see any white people. See, this must be old, this. This must be a few years old. Look, white blokes. Didn't see any. Me and my missus did the whole length of Linthorpe Road. It's pedestrianised now. We walked all the way up here. It was 90% foreigners. This one here, Cafe Nero, I swear down, it was just 20 Arabs sat outside of it. Oh, hey, look, there they are now. There they are. Look, they've colonised Cafe Nero, the Italian coffee co. Look at that. See, this is what I'm talking about. I walked past them lads 12 months ago. They've took over the entire place. Like, so you walk up that entire street and it's just Mogadishu and, yeah, Cafe Zulu. Yeah. I'm amazed there isn't a bouncer outside there with like a bone through his lip, 12 brass rings round his neck, spear, grass skirt. That's what, it's unbelievable. And yeah, it's funny that they're there. That's exactly what it looked like. There was no white people though. They weren't on there. Walked the full length of this road we did, all the way up, all the way past. This was all foreigners. There's no white people here anymore. They've all gone, been colonised. No, look at these good, nice white chavs. They've all gone. Bin man, nah, they don't even bother. I mean, they're just roasting goats in the front gardens of the council houses, and shit in the streets. No point hiring a bin man anymore. Although look at the music festival. Mela 24, free event. Yeah, it wants to be free. You couldn't pay me to go there. You couldn't, if you give me 10 grand, I wouldn't go to Mela 24. Why is this in Albert Park in Middlesbrough? Who's playing there? Roach Killer, Mucky and Masler, Sahara UK, the Hussein Brothers, Roma Saga. Look at them. Look at how's that a British music festival? This is the place legendary for music in the 90s. This is why I'm a 90s nationalist, 1992. What did we do in the 90s? I could reel it off all day. Oasis, Blur, the Charlatans, Pulp, the Stone Roses. Amazing. Now we've got the Hussein Brothers. Yeah, and not interested in that. There's the McDonald's my mate Fitzy got mugged outside of. Told you, first time we'd ever seen a black man in real life mugged me mate outside that Mackie D's. This whole street, right? We walked the entire length of it, and I'm not exaggerating, I seen about 3 white people, and one of them was a smackhead. And when he asked me for money, and I said, nah, he went, oh, you fucking just ignore me, then started getting all aggressive because I was like not interested in talking to this digger. So that was good. And this whole area, look, is foreign now. Manjaros. My brother got married in a place that was dead famous to anyone who's from the borough called Inn Off the Park, just up this street. And now it's called something like Africa Food Shop. They've just colonised the whole town. Yeah, the sleep centre. Well, there's plenty of bed shops because none of them go to work. If you're in bed 12 hours a day, you can make money selling beds. Kebab centre. What else have we got? Halal meat market. Al Makkah. Yeah, love that. Spend plenty. I used to go in here. See this place here? This is Forbes Building. They used to have a comic shop in here. It was like the only comic shop in Middlesbrough. I used to go in there all the time when I was a teenager. Now it's Pepe's. Roasted shopping trolley, blowtorch chicken. And then the only time I started seeing any white people was when I went all the way up the whole road. This is about 2 miles. And we got up to Linthorpe Village, about here. And then about here, Cleveland's a nice boozer up here. It's quite a popular one with my dad's crowd. That was the first time I've seen any white people. So this is Ali's Superstore. That used to be a Quick Fit. So why am I telling you this, right? There is method to my madness. Why have I just walked you through a colonised Middlesbrough? Well, it's because of a tweet that I'm going to show you now. Because the mad thing is, the left are so ridiculously disingenuous that when you make any complaint about this fact and you say the town that I lived in and spent my entire youth in has been completely colonised by Zulu warriors in grass skirts with a bone through the lip, they make out as if you're filled with hate and you want to hurt people. And I don't understand how you can like jam them square pegs through those round holes. Tony Romo talked about it, saying how he, is this the future you want for the UK, where nobody in your entire town is, native? And none of the people who were like talking to him, engaging with him, were being honest and saying, oh yeah, maybe it's not really fair, is it? It was Piers Morgan, that fat, horrible, slimy bastard, having a go at him, saying, "Oh, I can't believe he doesn't want his country to get taken over." It's a crazy, crazy state of affairs. I really don't understand how disingenuous these people are, and the hypocrisy is unending. It's really bizarre. Well, I'm trying to look for the post that I was responding to. It was Piers Morgan, wasn't it? Enemy of the people. Yeah, he is. Definitely is. But yeah, you've probably seen it. He basically put a tweet up, and it was, do you want your school to look like this? And every single person in the school was foreign. And Piers Morgan's response was, "Oh, I can't believe he hates all these children." And what I'm talking about there is, if you share an image of a load of school kids, and they start the video with "Salam alaikum, Allahu Akbar," right? And every single kid in this primary school's foreign. And you say, "I don't want this." Where does the logic come into the equation where Piers Morgan says, "Aha, that means you hate these children"? Like, nobody's saying, "I don't like this school, therefore I want to go in and, take them all swimming and drown them all one at a time. Just casually hold them under the water till they all expire." No one's saying any of that. All we're saying is a country is made up of the people that live in it. If you were to take over, here's a good example. Population of Australia is like, 20 million? It's not that much. If you just took 20 million Australians out of Australia and filled it with 20 million Indians, just picked them all up in Bombay and flew them over and ditched them in it, would it be Australia? Would you want to go to visit Australia? A country isn't the soil. It really isn't. The country is the people. Here we are. I found it, that one. This is it. So there's the video Tony Romo shared. I'll just show you the first 5 seconds because I'm not interested. Look.
Assalamu alaikum. You're invited to Edu Academy's open day. Parents?
Yeah. So basically, every single kid in the entire school's foreign, right? And they started with, "Assalamu alaikum. You are welcome to, you do not know the way." In fact, do you want one? I've got one of them. I've got one of them up here somewhere. "Welcome to our school."
You don't know the way.
Yes, I do.
Do you know the way?
I know the way.
You have to have a bulla to know the way.
I have.
Right, so that's the school. Right, Tony Romo just says, "Is this the future you want for your kids?" And Morgan, fat, horrible, slimy, oxygen thief Morgan, rat bastard, who I have been torturing for, I don't know, a decade, right, says, "Oh, this is despicable, this." He didn't say anything bad, did he? He didn't say anything about the kids. He didn't say, "I want to end these children." He just said, "Is this the future you want?" Because a country is... Oh, there we go. Look, I just had a look for it. Piers Morgan, oxygen thief. I made that in 2020. That's I'm pleased with that. Look, Piers Morgan, oxygen thief. 4.5 views. Made that 5 years ago. Good that. I was a forward-thinking man. Because I'm pointing out the fact that he lied about British soldiers. And definitely got some people killed as a result of his bollocks. So the bloke is a human toilet. But now he thinks he can get some capital by saying convicted thug encourages hate on innocent school children. This is what tells you that he's the worst type of gonzo journalist. Encourages hate on innocent children. It's right there what he wrote. He said, "Is this the future you want? Where you don't exist. Where you don't exist, where your children aren't in it. because it's just a bunch of Africans. He didn't say hate. He didn't have a go at the children. He just said a country isn't the grass or the soil. It's the people there. And nobody wants England to not exist. Nobody, even many of the well-integrated immigrants, they don't want to live there. That's why they all move there. Again, Chubby Brown's good joke. You can't slag all of them off. I went past the mosque the other day. Loads of them have integrated. They'd obviously hired a bouncy castle. All the shoes were outside. Right? The moderate, reasonable migrants who've lived in England for 20 years probably came over because they didn't want to live in a third world shit pit. But if you get rid of 50 million English people and you replace them with Salam Alaikum, Durka, 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 then you're not living in England anymore, are you? And that's important. And nobody sensible wants to see it happen. Stu, got the bus yesterday, thought I was in some... Yeah, clearly a Borough lad then. Definitely a Borough lad. It's all worth it so peers can get a... Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The man is an oxygen thief. He's a walking toilet. So he didn't say any of that. All he said was, I don't want my country to go extinct. And I agree with him. I think it's unbelievable that people think, like, what? There's magic soil. All the people, like I've said, the famous quote from Mubarak, who said, educated Africans and Middle Eastern and Egyptians and Arabs, educated people in those places view England as a lifeboat. And if you let too many people on the lifeboat, it sinks. Can you imagine if you're like a secular, agnostic Indian and you left India in like 1985 to start working in the UK? Imagine how horrified you're going to be if 20 million of the absolute savages you were desperate to get away from just replace all the white people in England. What we're doing is cruel. It's cruel to educated secular people. And you know it's true. And this fat, horrible, slimy oxygen thief, Piers Morgan, is beneath contempt. Like I said, I could be here all day. There's so much shit I saw that I couldn't believe what I was watching. Look at this one. This is amazing. This is amazing. Politics Joe. Like, you've all heard the famous quote, right? The famous quote by Ralph Emerson is, the louder he talked of his honour, the faster we counted our spoons. You've all heard that one of some variant, because obviously, right, no sensible, real person talks about themselves so fawningly because they know it makes them look like a sex offender, right? They know if you go on a date with a woman and you go, you know what my problem is? I'm too honest. Yeah. I can't tell her. I've never, ever cheated on a woman. Have I ever told you I've never cheated on her? I've definitely never cheated. I wouldn't dream of doing something so heartless. The bird sat across him just thinking, you are definitely a fanny rat, right? Because that's how humans are. And Bob Villan, another piece of walking, talking human shite, actually said, I'm a slave to my morals. And Politics Joe repeated it. Honestly, that's like Gary Glitter going on there and going, you know me, anything for the kids. Like, it's that bad. It's that bad. So we'll play that just because it's funny. I'm a slave to my morals.
I'm a slave. I'm
that.
a slave to my morals. I have to use the platform that I'm given to change something or attempt to make change for the better.
I'm a slave to my morals. I have to change things for the better. That is why he openly called for murder in a public place. If my YouTube channel was even a tenth as spicy as some of the things he said in public, they would instantly delete my platform, and then possibly incarcerate me. Right. So this is the guy who says he's a slave to his morals. A human toilet, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I've told you a lot of this. Most of you people aren't daft. The louder someone talks about how moral they are in public, the more you should be afraid of them. And sensible women know this. If you go out with a bloke who's like normal, like me, if we go out on a date, I might make, like, certainly did it to my missus plenty of times, a sexist joke, for example. Or say something a little bit politically incorrect. Or I might say something, you know, trying to be funny, like, they want me to use my charming pickup line on you, or my crass one, and she'll say, what's your charming one? And I'll be like, you know, shows what you piss with, whatever. Blokes who talk like that are happy to show you the real self, aren't they? A bloke who sits there and goes, I can't imagine the moral turpitude a man must be to sexually assault a woman. I couldn't sleep at night if I did something like that. You know for a fact he's putting Rohypnol in your wine the second you go for a piss, love. Right, this is the world we live in. So the fact that this psychopath was thick enough to say this in public is laugh out loud funny. And the fact that Politics Joe, a famously far left organisation, put that up there, like, not being ironic. If it was The Onion or The Spectator or The Daily Mail, you would think they were trying to be ironic, but Politics Joe's far left and humourless. Like, when they've wrote there, Bob Villain breaks down why he's a slave to his morals, they actually think it makes them look good. That's how daft these people are. So it's fucking unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So yeah, absolute bollocks. So cheers, Bob. We've had enough of you. Another good one. She's got an head like a 50-pence piece. Do I need to say anything else about her? Another out communist. Look at the clip of her head. Right, this is why you don't marry your first cousins. Okay, 50-pence piece head. She's got more of a 50-pence piece head than Sasha. And Sasha headbutted a 9mm round. You might remember. Remember Sasha? What was she called? The one who got... Let me have a look. Sasha, communist, BLM. What was she called? Sasha Johnson. That's it. Sasha. Can I find a good picture of Sasha Johnson? There must be a good one. Not with a beret on. I want to see 50-pence head. There she is. There she is. Look at that. Tell me. Sasha. Fiona. Yeah? Can you... It's like one of those double take things. Sasha. Fiona. 50-pence head. Right? T-fal head. Don't shag your cousins, okay? Don't do it. You'll end up with a napper like that. 10 bob bithead, yeah. That's unbelievable. Hexagon. That is a hexagon with a face. Love that. You could definitely do quality getting a gobble off it, because you could rest a full pint of Guinness on its head, flat as a fart. You could, if you put a pint of Guinness on top of her head while she was giving you a nosh, it could put a spirit level on top of it. The bubble will be right in the middle. Perfect. So, love that. Whizbit. Like, upside down Whizbit. Remember Whizbit, the fucking triangle? I remember him because Paul Daniels is one of those rare people from Middlesbrough who's famous. Fucking upside down Whizbit giving me a nosh. I love that. Hang on. Stews from Wigan. Okay, fair enough. Well, it's every town in the UK now, isn't it? Especially up north. She must be from Grove Hill. Yeah, possibly. If there's a relative rattling to be done, there's a couple in Grove Hill. Come on, Carl. I never thought Carl would be giving us the Bangladeshi take. I definitely wouldn't. No, because I'm English and we don't do things like that. Unless you're from the landed gentry. That's another good one, Plectromed. Yeah, amazing. That is. So there's a good one. See, that's what I mean. I told you I wouldn't run out. I can do this all day. There's the amount of stuff that's on here from the last few days is unbelievable. It was a comedy goldmine. So I was getting frustrated looking at it on my phone, not being able to interject. Here's the BBC telling you because it's just
Wearing
like corporate overlords now. Try to tell you why you have to wear a real football shirt. Look at this.
Wearing a product like this that's counterfeit could be really harmful. It could cause a rash on your skin. It could cause irritation. It could even cause more significant problems.
Wearing a product like this could be really harmful. Go on then. Tell us how it can be harmful. It could cause a rash. Yeah, but it probably won't. And it could cause irritation. Yeah, that's the same as a rash. So it's just restating the same problem. And it could cause even more significant problems. So what? So like a rash. So basically, trying to sell me a £130 shirt for the BBC, Chloe Long said, could give you a rash. It won't give you a rash. Could cause irritation. That is a rash. And could cause even more significant problems, like a worse rash. Well, let me tell you something. What have I got on today? I'm not going to take them off because I don't want to accidentally show you my cock. I'm a commando. I don't wear underwear. I'm wearing Manchester City shorts today because the Bootneck, being tight-fisted, only ever buys whatever the cheapest shorts are it can find on Alibaba, which makes for some good conversations over here because some of the Yanks are enthusiastic about football now. And I've been into the gym in the last couple of months wearing like Liverpool shorts, Man U shorts, Man City shorts, Chelsea shorts, and Borough shorts. They're the only ones I actually buy authentically. And the amount of people who've stopped me and went, "Hey, Chelsea fan, man." And I'm like, "No, fuck Chelsea, I hate them." And he's like, why are you wearing Chelsea shorts, bro? And I'm like, because they're $4 off Alibaba. So let me just tell you, if anyone's trying to save some money, buy the cheapest, fakest shite you can, and you definitely don't get I've done like 10 mile in fake shorts. Definitely didn't get a rash on my bell end. No. Same as it's always been. You know, there's no problem. It's like purple, but I've disagreed with my wife about this. I insist that the bell end is purple. She says it's like off pink. The only disagreement is the colour of a bell end. I'm still sticking with purple. But basically, there's nothing the matter with it from fake shorts. So just keep buying them, okay? Don't listen to the BBC. They just run cover for globalist sociopaths. This was good. The story about the Afghan National Guard, the Afghan killing the National Guard, because if none of you heard, an Afghan, because we didn't vet them, murdered, well, one of them died, one of them's critical. And the reason it was a good story is because at least over here, when globalist sociopaths invite a load of unvetted Afghans in and they kill the locals, at least the American media says, oh yeah, it was an Afghan. If I was in England, I'd go, he's a Leeds man. Leeds man. We've all seen the images in England. Oh, you've all seen them. Black as an Alabama crow. And they go, oh, man from Slough. Yeah. Again, bone through his lip. Grass skirt. Slough man. If you've been living in Slough 2 years, you're not a Slough man. I've been living in America 10 years. And people don't call me the American bloke. They call me the British guy. And I've got American citizenship. But I'm still the British guy. Which is something else I'm going to rant about. In fact, I think I'll make a video about it. I want to rant about it because Trumpy Bear, God bless him, the Orange Oracle, said he's not letting any third world immigrants in. And they all went mental about it. Immigrants shouldn't be running for office. I'm going to make a separate video about it to make the point and drive it home. They're all having a go at several English commentators for having a pop at all these Bangladeshis and Pakistanis in Parliament, right? And let me tell you why that's a terrible idea. I will make a video about this, so I won't ramble for too long. I am American. I love history, so I love America. We have a shared history, we have a shared culture, we have shared identity, we have shared DNA. George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, the clues in the name. They relate to us. So I take a lot of pride in American achievements. When I learned about the Americans kicking the shit out of the kitchen taps at the Battle of Midway, I love that. I personally took pride in that. Not quite as much pride as I do from like the Royal Marines kicking someone's ass in WW2, but a lot, nearly, because of all that shared stuff. And the point I'm going to make is, just to be quick, even though I'm an American with American family and American wife and everyone's American, and we've got shared cultural heritage with American, so like I'm probably distantly related in some way to Washington and Hamilton, Franklin, right? I still have bias towards Britain. Like there'd be some case, possibly, where if I was a congressman, I might not be totally impartial if I was dealing with the British because I'm American. And I go, yeah, but I don't want to do them a solid. So it's not right. It wouldn't be right for me to be a congressman. I don't think you should be allowed. I think if you were born abroad in America, you shouldn't allow to be a congresswoman, which makes me think about that Ilhan Omar. Ilhan Omar was born in Mogadishu. And this is what Trumpy Bear's right about. And it's, again, because we're so closely related, all our stories are linked. Ilhan Omar was born in Somalia. She shouldn't be in Congress. Britain has Pakistanis and Bangladeshis. They shouldn't be in Congress. Because think about it. If I'm biased towards the UK, despite being culturally, ethnically, religiously, genetically linked inexorably to the Americans, what's Ilhan Omar going to be doing? What are these fat Palestinian, what's she called? What's that fat Palestinian called, Sadwings? Another one of the squad. Rashida Tlaib, or Taliba Rashid, who knows with their names. There shouldn't be. There shouldn't be. This thing here, brother bummer, right? The brother bummer shouldn't be in Congress. And all having a go at Trumpy Bear. Slur. Look at this. Swaddling hijab, married a brother. Isn't he good? I love him. I love him. God bless you, Trumpy Bear. God bless you, Trumpy. Should we get Trumpy Bear on again? Just because, like, I encourage people to buy one. There he is. Class. Trumpy. Let's have a look at Trumpy Bear. I love him. Love his hair. Love his eyebrows. I love that. So he's right to slag him off because you're not trustworthy. This is a reasonable thing to say. This is a totally reasonable thing to say. I wouldn't be able to be totally impartial in British and American political affairs because I was born in Britain. So definitely no one from Mogadishu should be a congresswoman. Anyway, I'm not talking about that anymore because I'm going to make a video about that. I think that'll appeal to the Americans because I'm telling you, like, I'm very American now. Like barbecue, like monster trucks, buy loads of guns, spend all my time with Thanksgiving with the American family. Love the history. Love reading about Midway, get in, twatting them. I love it. Well, I wouldn't be trustworthy if I was in Congress because I might possibly not be objective if it was America versus Britain. Maybe I wouldn't be. I like to think I would be because I've got a, honourable. But Mogadishu, it's unbelievable. Palestinians, they're having a laugh. I wouldn't trust a Palestinian American to take me dog for a walk without feeding it into a wood chipper, let alone running me country. It's unbelievable. So she wants deporting. Anyway, if they should just look into it, if she did marry a brother, deport them both. Which reminds me, got another good one I can show you, because I had a fatty on watching this story. Where's this one? Oh, I was loving it. I was loving it. Here we are. Class. Look at this here. Somalian. I love this. I'll tell you what. They were like, how can you be so heartless? I had a fatty on the whole time. I was like, oh, yeah. And basically, I just bunked in in the front of my shorts. And when my missus come in, I told her I spilt my tea. And she was like, what were you drinking? A mug of yogurt? This was amazing. I was loving this. Somalian who successfully deported from Minnesota is now having a mental breakdown on social media after realising his new reality. Look at this guy, absolutely devoured with his Somalia flag. Look at this, absolutely class.
وعلي السري أنا محاول إني دبي أنت اللي وضو باسبوركي ولا قاطي وعلي ساوك جرا أنت قفة إمبسي لزعل لكور إلهك بغض لسؤال عندي علي I don't want to be here no more. I'm so tired of being here. This place. This is where I'm living.
Are you devastated? Are you devastated? I thought that was comedy gold. I swear to God, I was erect watching it. It's unbelievable. They expect me to be upset. Oh, the poor bastard. Have you seen the things they say? Have you seen the things they say? They were chanting death to America. And this is why I love this so much, because this is calling them on the bluff. What they should be doing in the UK. They were chanting death to America. Well, get rid of them then. You get these Mexicans, loads of Mexicans, totally, no problem with them. As I said, I'm a Mexophile. I love them as well. You can't live over here after us getting bombarded with Puma trackies and Bangladeshis and Indians and Africans. You can't live over here and not love the Mexicans. Because compared to them, they're 10,000 times better. 10,000. I told you at the M&M's programme, I'm going to draft some legislation. I'll send it to Nigel. We should join the M&M's programme. We send the Americans 100,000 snack bar boys. They send us 1 million Mexicans. We've got a good deal there. I'm telling you. That is how much better the immigrants are in America. But occasionally you get necky, chewy Mexican-American ones, right? And that's what I'm saying about them. Call the bluff. The ones you see, again, I'm not a collectivist. I like 50% of them. But the other 50% are militant, necky, chewy, brainwashed communists who say, puto, America used to be Mexico. Well, call the bluff. Every single one of them who goes out on the streets with a Mexico flag. Puto. Send them back to Mexico. Send them. And what will they do? They'll cry like babies, like this fella. Oh, you've ruined my life. And this is what I'm getting at. I found another post. Where is it? Guy with a passport. See, yeah, this one, look. Look at this one. Right? So these are this is what I'm saying. Everything the left and the people that support them, everything they say is self-evidently wrong and hypocritical. This is why the silent majority, despite the fact that they own the media, the radio, the TV networks, everything, despite the fact they own all of it, they're losing. Because there's been a great awakening. Like 70% of the population now are sick and tired of getting the piss took out of them by immigrants and illegals. But this is what I'm saying about calling the bluff. Look at this guy. Deport who? The radical Republicans can cry all they want. Somalis aren't going anywhere. Even if you offered me $500,000, I wouldn't leave. Oh, really? Well, proving us right there, aren't you? Proving us right, aren't you? Because that's what I said here. This is what the love's saying. Somalia, Somalia, Somalia. Mogadishu girl. Ilhan brother bummer. Somalia, Somalia. Oh, go on then. Off you pop. Oh, well, I'm not doing it. $500,000 I wouldn't leave to go to Somalia. Well, shut up then. Again, every argument they make is self-refuting, backwards, delusional, deranged, idiotic. Because they gob off about how good their countries are all the time. The Pakistanis in England, Jesus wept. Can I find footage of that? Let me find footage of that. Where they were putting flags up outside town halls. Let me have a look. Pakistani town hall, England. I bet you I can find a video. Just to remind you, because I feel like a lot of you lot, you don't remember this stuff. The reason that the flag protest started in England, it didn't just happen on a whim. It was in response to them doing it with the Pakistani flags. And you see them everywhere. They did it on St. Paul's, or Westminster Abbey, sorry. Like that. There was endless examples of them putting their own flags above town halls, playing the Pakistan national anthem, doing it all the time. So that's what started the flag protest. We didn't just do it on a whim. And the point was, you could never have done this by force of arms. You would never have been able to defeat the British at force of arms. The Irish and the British are good soldiers. There's plenty of stuff we're shit at, but Chew is not one of them. And these scrawny, sparrow-boned puma trackies could never raise a flag on English soil without us letting them do it. And the whole reason the flag protest started was because of this shit. And yet, you get wankers like this bloke who spend all day, every day, slagging us off and going, oh, yeah, Pakistan's amazing. They don't even believe what they're telling you. This is what I keep saying. They don't believe what they're telling you. And it's great to have them show it. In Luton, look, there was that one. They went round wherever there was an England flag and they put a Pakistan flag above it. This is what I'm talking about. Like, it's not extremist to get angry about it. If you were in the most tame, wet country in the world, where's a nation full of fannies who just let people do whatever they want? Switzerland, there you go. We're neutral. If you went to Switzerland and every time you found a Swiss flag, you pulled it down and you put a Pakistani flag up, they'd get angry about it, right? Reasonable to get angry about that. So what I'm getting at is, they don't believe their own shite. When they go on about how good Pakistan is, they know that you know they're lying. So torture them. So I'm telling you, I torture these people. I butcher them. I've never lost an argument to a shit-for-brains communist or a Puma trackie or a Bangladeshi or anything else because they know that you're right. They're saying it purely performatively, but they know that you know that they're lying and they know that you know that you're right because they know England is better than Pakistan. Hamza Yusuf knows Scotland is better than Pakistan. That's why he went there. But then he goes, oh, Pakistan. They know it's bollocks, and that's why you can't lose to them. That's why you can torture them. And you can see, like I said, I'm great at winding them up. You can see when they start trying to argue, you just go, I did it to a fat... there was a black woman being a bit of a stereotypical Shaniqua, right? And it was my fault again. I wasn't paying attention. I looked down because I got a text message and I nearly pulled out on her at a stop sign when she was clearly there before me. So I pulled out about like a foot or two and I went, oh shit. and I slammed the brakes on. And as I'm about to like put my hand up, because I'm a reasonable bloke, and go, oh, yeah, sorry, love, she went off it. She was like, so I just went and just pointed at her like that and just went, ah, like laughing. And you should have seen her. She went off it. She went, like she was out, and I was pissing myself. It was like, what if you set Chewbacca on fire while he was behind the wheel of a car? That's what she looked like. Like, I just tortured her. I was just like, ah, and she went mental. And I was loving life while she's like, trying to rip the steering wheel off. And that's what you do. You just point at them and laugh at them. I was in a pub in London when I had a Royal Marines t-shirt on years ago, and some Puma was having a pop, and I tortured him. After about 5 minutes, he proper looked like he wanted to kill me. And that's what you do. You just torture them, because they know you're right. So you can't lose, can you? You just go, yeah, but why'd you live here? Yeah, but you live here, though. Yeah, Pakistan's amazing. Yeah, but you live here, though. You wouldn't go back to that dust bowl that your shit for brains ancestors left. And you were lucky enough to grow up here, and now you've got the neck of 1,000 giraffes. Like, it's unbelievable. So, like I said, I love torturing them. Love torturing them. It's amazing. Say it loud, say it clear. Polar bears are welcome here. George Soros is it? Yeah. The globalist psychopath, Soros. When we win, he's the first one. Baggy-faced, barren greenback looking fucker is the first one getting sent to The Hague. He loves all humanity except the demon, but well, they're all scum, aren't they? When a camel sticks his nose in your tent, good luck. Pakistan has made an amazing contribution to the betterment of mankind is something nobody has ever said. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Like, they know that they're lying, and they know that you know that they're lying. So like I said, do what I do and just take great pleasure in ripping the piss out of them. I love it. It's like my hobby. And then we'll do one more. What else haven't I covered? Yeah, deport, get rid of them. We just will. Like I said, Dearborn, Michigan. They're all there. All the Somalians chanting it, death to America. Rashida Tlaib, where's she from? I thought she was a Palestinian. Is she let's have a look. Rashida Tlaib. Oh, she was actually born in Detroit, so I'll let her off. She shouldn't be a congresswoman, but I wouldn't ban her outright. America is different than England. If she was born and raised here, I can't criticise her as aggressively as I would. Where's her early life? Oh, yeah, see, I knew she was a Palestinian because she never shuts up about it. Yeah. The 14 children. All right, I've changed my mind. She shouldn't be allowed in Congress. 14 children. Palestinian immigrants. So, even America. In many ways, America's nearly as bad as the UK, isn't it? Working class Americans can't afford to have 14 children. But lying, thieving, no good Palestinian immigrants can have 14 kids on welfare. Even white trailer trash can't afford 14 kids. So they're doing it in America as well. That makes me sick. 14 kids. As I've said, wet gremlins. Rashida Tlaib's mum is like Stripe on Gremlins like Mogwai, what's he called? Gizmo. Yeah, when Billy ditches a pint of water on Gizmo's back and he goes, that's Rashida Tlaib's ugly, fat, inbred mother. They just spring out the ground like dwarven women. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Anyway, so it's shocking. None of them should be in Congress. Ditched a lot of them. All right, that'll do just because I've got a bit of a cold. I'm coughing me guts up now. I'm back in town for a week. I'll make some videos this week, and I'm going on Rag Street tomorrow. So if you want to hear me talk bollocks, go there. All right. See you all soon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I think we'll go out with a pint. Gizmo is adorable. They're not. Yeah, well, I still don't want 12 of them. It all went tits up when they had 12 gizmos, didn't it? All right. See you all soon. Take it easy. Bye.